All right, so it is go day on the building of the gazebo. So we poured the concrete and we did everything that we need to do to get this party started. So I'm gonna go grab the sawhorses and my workbench in order to have something stable to work on, especially when we're doing these long posts. We got to do a bunch of building of posts. Putting them together, putting the footers on, putting some other stuff on. So anyways, oh, that's a little bright. Let's see if we can darken that up a little bit. Oh, that's better. Anyway, so going to grab that stuff and then we'll start working on it. All right, so we got the first post up, finished putting all the feet stuff on, and we stood up the first post just to make sure that it's working and it looks okay. Anyway, so this is what the bottom of the post looks like. This is what the post looks like standing up. Back up here a little bit so you guys can see exactly how tall that is. Do you have anything to say, Bree?
I'm excited. Also,
just real quick, my drink of choice today, Bree got it for me, is Monster Rosé. Rosa, not rosé. Not rosé all day. It's all right. Tastes like kind of like cream soda with a little bit of a twist to it, so it's okay. But cheers. Gotta get back to work. All right, so now we gotta square up the posts to make sure that they are square to each other. So we gotta measure diagonal to diagonal, but we got all four up. Pretty exciting stuff. So grab measuring tape, measure diagonal to diagonal so that they are 100% square. Then we'll start putting up the cross supports that go across the top of the beams. So, yep, here we go. Front one, the other front. 14. All right, sorry about the airplane noise. Previous videos, you guys always hear airplanes going above when I'm outside. So anyway, so it's day 2. We did a lot of work yesterday that I did not record. Unfortunately, we just kind of got busy and didn't have time, but it is what it is. So I just want to go over what we did today. So let me go ahead and flip around the camera and show you guys. So you can see that we got the uprights up. We got the 4 sides for the supports for the frame. And we got the 45-degree supports up. So all that got done yesterday. Let me back up so you guys can see a little bit better. And yeah, it looks really, really, really good. So today I'm going to work on the gables. They're going to be like right here on both sides. And then once I get those up, I'm going to work on starting to build the frames for the roof. And unfortunately, how they want you to do is they want you to build the frame on the ground or build the entire like sides of each roof on the ground and then lift it up and put it up on top. And that's going to be a lot for us to do. I could probably get somebody over here to help, but I don't want to really deal with it. So I'm going to build it a little bit differently. I'm going to build the frames up on top. And then after the frames get, sorry, it's getting a little dark there. After the frames get done, then I am going to start putting the metal roofing on top. And I'm going to do that like a panel at a time on one side. And then we're going to have to kind of makeshift the other side to get it to work. Or we might be able to do the other side on the ground and then lift it up. But one side it's going to be built on top. So after that's done, then it's just going to be a matter of building all the kind of rib work on the inside, which is all the gables that go on the inside. And it's done. Then we just got to make sure it's exactly where we want it to be by kind of shifting around just a little bit on the piers. And then once that's done, drill some holes and bolt it down into the concrete. So, which probably won't be done until next weekend. It's a little bit, I want to give it enough time to make sure that it's 100%, not 100% dry because it takes about 30 days for it to completely dry. But it's dry enough that drilling holes and putting some bolts down into the concrete won't affect it. So, all right, let's get to work. I just want to say something real quick. Every time I open these boxes, this wood smells so freaking good. I don't know what it is. I guess it's cedar maybe. Yeah, I think it's cedar, but it smells so freaking good. So yeah, every time I open these boxes up, oh man, it smells so good. Anyways, all right, back to work. All right, so that took so long. Okay, so I just put up the gable supports. They're just two vertical beams. Here, let me show you guys. So you can see those up there. I apologize that this is really blown out. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. There we go. Anyways, so you can see that those vertical beams going up, those support the roof when the roof goes on. You can see front and back. Well, what happened was this, it's so hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. It's probably better on this side. Okay, so you can see kind of those screws right here. So this is a beam that goes across all the way across. There's actually 3 pieces there. And the center piece has to be 17 inches from the sides. And then you have this little piece here that goes on and it basically fills in the gap. That supports the bottom part of these vertical beams, and there's kind of a notch in there. You can kind of see it if I zoom in. Let's see, you can kind of see it right here. Anyways, they were not, that beam that went across wasn't down low enough. And so when I put it on, the notch was too high. Oh God, okay. So I had to unscrew it, remount it, measure it all out all the way across, and that took forever to do. I had to use 3 clamps to get it to work and everything. So anyways, but that's done. I'm gonna take a break for now. I'm gonna eat some lunch. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start building the one side of the roof, which will probably be the, what is that, the east side of the roof. And then because we have a lot more room on the west side of the gazebo to be able to manipulate stuff on that side. And if we need to be able to support it and all that stuff. So anyways, all right, so it's break time. And I'll be back when I start working on it some more. All right, see you guys. All right, so day 3. Did get a chance to film a little yesterday. Just working. But I did get some more work done on the gazebo, as you can see. Let me switch over to that so you guys can see that. So you guys can see that I got all this framing done. Bree did help me a little bit at the very end of the evening.
So today I'm going to put the roof paneling up on there. Put the roof paneling up on top of that. Get all that all screwed down, and then we'll get over here to this side. I'm hoping to get all that roof paneling done today, get this other side framed up, and maybe even put that roof paneling on, depending on how difficult this is to do this side. So anyways, so that's going to be the plan for today. So we'll see how we get this done. All right, day 4. I know, I should have had it done yesterday. Probably not. It was a lot of work. So let's talk about what I did yesterday. We got all of the roofing done, well, all the sheet metal on top of the roof. So that's all done. It's all bolted down. I had to put a strap across the roof to make sure that it stays up, because I just wasn't comfortable with it just sitting up there, even though there's 4 wood screws holding it up, which is all they say they need, because eventually the 2 sides of the roof will be bolted together. Yesterday, after I did all the sheet metal, we did the framing for the second half of the roof, and so that's up there. And I'll show you guys that here in a second. Got to put the sheet metal on, then we got to slide the roof up, because I had to keep a gap between it so that I can get up there to get the top screws for the sheet metal. Bolt it together, and then do all the final stuff on the inside. We should be done today. It's just a matter of how quick I can get that sheet metal done, and if we can get that wood slid up into place. So I don't know why it's not focusing. Okay, so without further ado, this is what I got done. There is the framing for the second half. You can see the gap that I created so that I could get up on a ladder, get in between that and reach over to do the screws. And there's the metal on the back side. You can see the strap that's still holding that inside, or that in place. The other thing, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if I can focus in on it. There's a gap there. You can kind of see it right there. It is on all of them, except for the ends. So the ends have 0 gap. Let me show you that here. Ends have no gap at all. Oh, there we go. But the other ones do. So that's going to be a problem. I don't know how to fix that. That was originally what the strap was for, to try to pull it in, but it's not really doing what I want it to do, unfortunately. So for now, I'm hoping that once we get it all in place, once we get all the other half in place and we get them bolted together, it's going to pull it together enough where it's not going to matter. And it really doesn't matter. The problem is that if it's not pulled over enough, those braces, let me zoom in there a little bit. Those braces right there could be an issue, because those they bolt to the wood, and then they bolt to the frame, so you can see that they come down, and they're not quite enough there to hold them in place, or for them to actually be able to rotate down, for them to be bolted in place. So anyways, that's that. And I guess we'll just have to get into it again. So back to it. All right, so it's day 5, and I don't know how much longer I can do this. This has been a lot of work to build this thing. I built most of it by myself. I have had a little bit of help from Bree, and it wasn't because she didn't want to help. It was because a lot of it you just have to kind of do by yourself. You can't. There's not like a lot of like you do this and I do this at the same time, unfortunately. So I'm sure you could probably two people who are very familiar with the process and how to build it, then you probably get 2 people working on it and doing a bunch of stuff at one time. But it's the first time I've done it, and hopefully the only time I'm ever going to have to do it again. So it's just been a really long project. But I do have to tell you guys something. Even though it's day 5, I lied. We finished it last night.